is Aaliyah Roberts, and I'm a recent graduate, got a degree in screenwriting. Something I wish that professors knew is how mentally draining school can be sometimes. This past year, life has been really slow, redundant, and depressing. Despite this new way of living, the school continued on as if nothing was different or wrong. It was incredibly jarring having to do an abundance of work while being in a home setting. For example, in a few of my classes, I was required to do quizzes, discussion posts, essays, and tests, and go to class every week for 2 hours. And I don't even remember doing this much work when classes were in person, and yet my professors expected me and other students to perform at this advanced level even though we were in an abnormal study environment. I found myself incredibly stressed and lacking the motivation to complete all this work. Being home all day every day doesn't sound like it can be draining, but it is. I found myself more sluggish and having to force myself to go to class, even though it was incredibly hard to pay attention to my professor's lectures. I was performing poorly in the majority of my classes, and it made me feel like I was no longer a good student. The situation was made even worse when you take into account my history of depression and anxiety. The past fall semester, I was so overwhelmed and hopeless. I was too embarrassed to tell my teachers what I was going through because I didn't think they would understand. It wasn't until one of my teachers changed the syllabus and making our final project significantly shorter and easier. And something he said that stuck with me was, "I don't want you guys to kill yourselves over this class." And this isn't to say that all teachers should care about students' well-being only when there's a global pandemic. I think teachers should take into account their students' mental health throughout the year, no matter the circumstances. And something that one of my teachers has done in the past was put the contact information for university counseling services on her syllabus. And she made sure to go over this with us in class, telling us it's nothing to be ashamed of and to ask for help because she knows how hard school can be. So overall, going to school is really hard for every student, and sometimes it can take a mental toll on students. And I think teachers should be more empathetic so they can ensure students have a positive learning experience.